This is going to be the question that we're going to be answering today. Should you buy a car or should you buy a house first? This time today, I forgot my whiskey, so it's going to be a bit dry. Yeah. So I went live because I was so busy playing with this StreamYard that I totally forgot about it. But anyway, let's get started and let's discuss something that surprisingly a lot of people are having. Like, I posted this on my Instagram early today, and I was saying that, hey, dude, like, guys, what do you think? You should buy a car first or should you buy a house first? And then a lot of people started like voting. I put a poll up, and 83% at this current moment actually voted to buy house first. And then people started sending in messages to me personally saying that, oh, you should buy a car first. Oh, no, you should buy a house first. Like, arguing this point here, which I thought is interesting. Like, I never thought this could be such an interesting topic that should be discussed. So, Sean, team car or team house?
Team. Okay, it depends. So
you cannot play safe like that. Come on.
So I think team car first. So if you guys will ask like why, then maybe I'll answer later. Team car.
Okay, John, what about you? Team car, team house?
So for my personal experience, what I did was I bought a car first, then only I bought a house.
Was it a smart move though? Do you feel like that was a smart move?
Yeah, I thought the car made me the money to buy the house.
Okay, looks like this is gonna be a boring discussion because I am also on team car, and I think really we need to understand from a very different perspective. It depends on the person as well, but we're just generalizing. So we're gonna put this particular discussion in terms of people between the age of let's say fresh graduate all the way to the age 35 years old. How about that? Because I felt like this is gonna be the question that target this particular group of people. So in this particular case, Sean, like, why do you say car first?
Exactly like what Jonathan just mentioned. So if you don't have a car when you go, you can't do sales, right? You cannot run errands. You cannot go around and look for opportunities physically. But that was so after you mentioned, I think about it. So now there's like a car rental platforms that you can rent on a monthly basis, right? There was a teaching that I also shared last time is for people to buy a house first, so it will not affect your secrets. It will not affect your DSR if you buy a car first, right? So you buy a house, then straight away you go and buy a car. It will make more sense in that way, provided you have a family car. So for me, I only bought my very first car this year.
At the age of first car this year?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So after like a series of properties later, only I buy my first car.
You're buying a lot of stuff this year, yeah. You're buying a lot of watches, jewelries, and
No, jewelry.
Are you going through some midlife crisis or something?
No. So, but the thing is, I'm in a very fortunate position where I get family cars, right? The rejected old cars. So I take and go, and I trash it. Like the Vios that I had was I think it's 300 over 1,000 kilometers.
Wow.
Yeah. So really, like, if it's almost scrap value really lah.
Reliable car though, Vios, like, it's a real beater,
Correct. So that's why I use it to really look for opportunities, really use it to grind, use it to find wealth, right? Instead of just find something to baby right now, which I think it's the culture that the youth is adopting right now. So like there was an article also written like the youngster regretted of buying the new Honda City or a new Honda Civic with his fresh grad salary. A year later, he realized that, hey, I can't really survive. So in that sense, again, your context of depending on what's the scenario, that I think that's the key word lah. So if you have a family car, use the family car first lah. Because if you sell the family car, also lose money. If you sell, also lose money on my mind. So use it for its value.
Right. So John, what about you? Like obviously you've gone through a very different phase as well. So you want to share a little bit?
So for me, when I came back to Malaysia age of 25, I was using my family's car. And I used to have this belief that knowledge is more important than packaging. So what actually got me to change my mind, is I was running a business where I was also signing up agency leaders which are unit trust agencies and insurance agencies, to work with me to sell my products. So that I was doing gold, silver, oil. And I always had a hard time trying to convince them. Okay. Had a hard time trying to convince them to work with me. So what really changed was there was one point of time, my mentor told me, John, get a two-door car. Okay. And then I said, crazy. I said, car is a liability. Why do I need a two-door car? Then two person only can sit. Doesn't make sense, right? Okay. And then he told me, he said, John, just trust me. You get a two-door car, you go for the meetings, right? Things will change. So I had blind faith. Okay. So I'm not a big car guy. In fact, I still remember when I got my car, that two-door car. It was a Audi A5. Okay. I still remember I went for my friend's wedding, and then my friend asked me, "Hey, you got what TFSI, all this kind of stuff?" Then I asked him, "What is that?" I said, "What's that?" He said, "It's some engine terms or something like that." And I was like, I said, "I don't know." I said, "I only buy the car because it's two-door." Then, okay, so tell you something interesting is, after I bought a car, then there was one day one friend called me. I drove my car to a bar, and then when I went to the bar, I saw the exact insurance agency leader who I met a year ago. Okay, and I said hi, he said hi, then we talked, and then he asked me, "What's your name?" So I was figuring out, like, it's been a year since I first saw that guy, so maybe he forgot me already. Anyway, I only met him once. Then after I talked to him, right, I share what I do. Then he told me this, he said, a year ago, there was one young guy who told me the same thing that you are doing right now. And I told him, that's me. He said, no. He said, that guy drive Nissan one. Okay, then I said, yes, that's also me. Yeah. Okay, and cut long story short, then he wanted to work with me. So I realized that in Malaysia, in Chinese market, okay, car actually helps you to make money. Yeah. So I bought a car because not what I believe. I believe that you should get a house first because my belief is house is an asset. Okay.
Right.
But then because of my mentor told me go and get a two-door car, then I just blindly go and buy a two-door car, and then that really helped me a lot in my business in terms of my recruitment. Yeah. So nowadays when people ask me should I buy a car or house first, to me it really depends. Today, if you ask me, do I need a car? We are working from home all the time. We are doing virtual trainings. We are doing contents. I don't think I need a car. Okay. But if you are into sales, if you are into recruiting people, right, to join your business, I think that kind of business you still need a car. A car is an asset. You cannot bring your office to go around and show people my office very nice one, right? You need to show that car. So I think if you're in sales, you definitely need a car.
Well, I think we would like to add the fact that, well, what Sean was saying earlier, that car is not just, because I see that often, right, in self-help books. They always say that, oh, cars are liability. I think it depends. Most people don't know this. Depends on what business you do, but some cars in certain countries are tax write-off. Like in America, if you own a truck, it's a tax write-off, right? And in certain industries and business, having certain cars actually gives you tax write-offs as well.